Hey, everybody. So happy to have you join us tonight. And your future self is going to thank you too for what you're going to learn tonight. My name is Tracey Flintoff. I'm in the Pacific Northwest with my amazing co-partner in crime here, Cami Brecko. And we are going to share some really cool stuff with you tonight. And Cami has lined up NFL retired player Ivory Sully, and he's going to be our deep dive guest. So we are going to be doing our intro on patches for the first 30 minutes. I'll do that portion, and then I'm going to turn it over to Cami, and she and Ivory will take it away. So I'm going to share my
Can you make
screen.
me a co-host so I can mute?
Oh,
people?
yeah.
No, I can't put it on there.
No, I'm not able to. mute.
Okay.
You want me to put it on the laptop?
If you guys don't mind muting
You want to
yourself,
watch it on the laptop?
stick. And then you're welcome to unmute when we have a time for question and answer at the end. Tracey and I are in the same room, so I'm muted so you don't get a terrible reverb.
There we
Fantastic.
go.
Thank you, ma'am.
All righty. Okay, we're all set. So what we're going to share with you tonight is something pretty remarkable, and it's made quite a change in our personal lives and as well as for our entire families. And it keeps growing and growing as we get to help other people. And what we're talking about is wearable light technology. It is patented. You can only get this through this company, and this was developed 20 years ago. And really, it stems from the genius work and wisdom of people like Albert Einstein and Thomas Edison way back when, talking about frequency as a modality for medicine. And Thomas Edison talking about future doctors really shouldn't give pills, but they should focus on the cause and the prevention of disease. And it's pretty remarkable what this scientist, we're going to tell you a little bit about him, has done in modern day, taking off of the genius of those two fellas. But what we're talking about is the power of light to make change in the body. And what you see here is red light therapy, and there's a lot of talk about red light therapy. You see lights everywhere, spas, fitness gyms, infrared saunas, lasers. It's just very powerful and it's non-invasive. And the best way, though, is to let your body regulate it yourself. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. But before we really get started, I just want to share our standard disclaimer that the FDA categorizes this in the holistic and wellness product category. We are not medical professionals. We aren't your doctors. And even if we were, we want you to consult with your own doctor, practitioner to help you with anything that you might be dealing with. We are just simply sharing information tonight and sharing other people's experiences. Pretty life-changing, great stuff. And what we're talking about tonight is repair cells and how we decline with age. And that's really Mother Nature's bell curve design. When we're in utero, we are full of these beautiful stem cells that create that baby. And that determines the color of the hair, the eyes, the body, bone structure, all of that is a stem cell. But when we are young, beginning age 1, we're already losing those stem cells rapidly. And we do still have a high level, though, up until about age 12. By age 35, we've lost half. So that's about when some of us start to notice, gee, my memory isn't what it used to be. Gee, my metabolism is what it used to be. And as we progress through life, we have fewer and fewer. By the time we're age 60, we have less than 10% left. When you get up to like 80, you've got about 2% left. And that is why things start to go awry. The beautiful thing we're going to talk about tonight is how we can help the body to repair itself more quickly and change the pace of aging and actually go even backwards. But don't want to get ahead of myself. What we're talking about tonight is the much hailed X39 stem cell activation patch. It is made out of organic amino acids and sugars and salts to create a crystal lattice formation. That, if you think of a lattice fence with lighting and shadows, it's casting a reflection back into the body, and it's reflecting our own light. I bet you didn't know that we glow, but if you've ever looked at someone with night vision goggles on, you can see that glow, that heat registration out there, maybe in the forest or what have you. That is the light that these patches are reflecting back in the body, and it's a game changer. So what this is doing is it's raising a copper peptide, GHK copper peptide in our body that is a fountain of youth. It's body heat activated. It's reflecting our own infrared light, like I was saying. We're wearing these for 12 hours on and 12 hours off. So we're simulating day and night. And we repeat daily. Consistency is key. This has a cumulative effect. So the longer you wear them, the better the result. You want to drink a lot of water. The water is critical for creating new cells, as well as purging out the toxins of the old cells that we've just replaced with the new amazing cells. And when you use these, what you're going to notice is more rapid pain relief, reducing your inflammation throughout your body. You're going to see accelerated wound healing. We often, and I hear this all the time, my goodness, my energy's back. I feel so great. I'm not crashing. Enhanced skin appearance, faster recovery after exercise. I don't get sore anymore after exercise, which I kind of miss it in a way because it used to be a little bit of a trophy that I worked out hard, and I don't get that. But that's okay. I don't have the lactic acid leaving that residual, pain effect. I'm not complaining, really. Mental clarity, all sorts of great things. What I love is there's no side effects because we're not putting anything into the bloodstream or the body. We have no drugs, no chemicals, no stimulants. Therefore, you don't have to worry about drug interactions. This is a privately held company, originally based out of San Diego, holding over 100 US patents. So, why would we want to activate our stem cells? Well, it's a pretty amazing thing that when you have a crisis point, they seek that out. Their job is to repair the body and keep us upright and thriving, and rather than just surviving and limping by. When you get enough of these pluripotent cells elevated in the body, they are blanks. Just like those babies when they're in utero, those stem cells are blank and they become whatever the body needs. For us older folks, they can become whatever cells we're lacking in our body. So if you're that bone on bone person in your knee, we can wear the patches around the knee and help concentrate them there. My mom canceled her knee replacement after 6 months. We were delighted. Had no idea that was going to happen for her, by the way, but we've figured things out by being investigators. But the longer you wear them, the more you get of this stem cell army marching to repair whatever might be plaguing you. So this is my favorite part, and I'm going to stop my screen share. I'm going to turn this over to Cami so she can introduce our testimonies tonight.
Fantastic. Okay. Well, we're gonna do the switcheroo. We're sitting in the same room, but hello, I'm Cami. And I have a wonderful friend here on the call, and her name is Trina. Trina, can you unmute yourself, my dear? And let me find you.
Hi.
There you are. Hello. Welcome. Fantastic. Can you share with us your story? How long have you been using the patches? What were you experiencing before? And maybe some of the things that you've been experiencing since the patches came into your life.
So I've been using the patches since November. I think it was right at the beginning of November. And prior to November, I really didn't have any health issues that at the time I didn't think I had them that I really felt like I needed to focus on, other than I wanted to lose some weight maybe. But I tried the patches, and within a very short amount of time, I instantly saw a difference in my scars, my old scars. So I have a old scar over my left eyebrow that literally just sliced my eyebrow in half, and I lived my whole life with like 2 eyebrows over one eye. And it was very annoying. And actually very recently, the hair was starting to grow across where I never had hair there before my whole life. I injured my eyebrow when I was 5 years old, so pretty much my whole life. Also, I had cancer. I was diagnosed with cancer in 2021 and had surgery. And when they did the surgery, it was pretty radical. It was like 3 surgeries in one is what they said. And after the surgery, I no longer had the urgency to go to the bathroom. So I'd be sitting there for hours and all of a sudden my stomach would be hurting. I'm like, oh, has it been a while since I've been in the bathroom? Yeah, go run to the bathroom. So I called my doctor and I'm like, when is this going to come back? Because they said originally that it was supposed to come back right away. And it never did. Not until I started taking using the patches. And now I it's not like as much as it was before I had the surgery, but I'm starting to feel that urgency where like, oh, I actually feel it. Go to the restroom and sure enough, I have to go. So it's big, huge difference as far as that goes. And then the other thing is that two more things, I guess. One is that I feel like my mood and emotions have elevated, not emotions, but more like mood has elevated to a point where I don't feel depressed and stuff like that. So, I mean, I live alone, so that can catch up to you if you're by yourself a lot. And I actually feel elated, like I was on, some sort of medication, but I'm not. And I like that. And I'm sleeping deeper, much, much more deeper. Sometimes I wake up and I'm like, am I still in my dream or am I really awake? Which makes me feel like I'm really getting a good solid rest. And so during the day, I don't fall asleep at 3 o'clock, which is what I used to do.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a lot of changes in just a couple months.
Yeah.
So you started noticing things like right away.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Trina. That's
Thank you.
pretty amazing. And such an honor to already being sharing this technology with your sister, and so looking forward to better test results for her and stuff. So
Yeah.
we're on a good path, sister.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, my dear. I'm going to turn this back over to Tracey. We're going to do the is it the Chinese fire drill where you run around the desk? You get out of the car at the stoplight. There we go. That's us.
It's pretty fun to have her back in the house. We used to do this together a lot, and we've been doing Zoom and doing just fine with it, but there's nothing like being there in person, right? So we'll move on from our testimony. So we're going to have a whole section on sports and performance tonight. But just want to let you know, these have been the secret sauce for a lot of our celebrity athletes that we think of as superhuman. And guess what? They've had some secret little patches hiding. You can see Serena and her sister Venus. They love these on their wrists. David Beckham on the chest, Michael Phelps when he won all those medals in Beijing wearing these patches. So Cammie's going to get much more into this with the ivory portion of this. And these
The ivory portion.
the ivory solely, excuse me, ivory solely. But really, we're not only talking about professional athletes here. I don't care what your game is, and I don't care if walking the dog is your game of choice. This is going to help take your body and your brain, like you just heard Trina talking about, to the next level. So we're talking about recovery, endurance, joy, happiness, sleep. I mean, all great things. And there's all sorts of amazing stories. But we have a website, so if we're not available to help you share this, you can always share this with somebody that you care about, maybe someone who's struggling. The website is startx39now.com. This is a wonderful resource website, and we have a section here because we do often have practitioners and health professionals, and they really like to know science. So there's a whole section, has the 100 patents, has our clinical trials. We have over 90 of them. I love this age reversal section because it goes through the GHK copper peptide and what it does to turn back fast-growing cells, hair, skin, collagen. But this section on this heart study, the cardiovascular system, is pretty remarkable because what they did is they had people wearing just X39 for 8 weeks. And what they observed on average was they wore them for 6 weeks and they reduced their cardiovascular age by an average of 8 weeks. So that is pretty huge. Because if you do the math on that, that means every day you've worn X39, your cardiovascular system is about a day and a third younger. There's really nothing out there that does something like that. And again, all natural, not putting any pharmaceuticals or chemicals in our body here, a reflection of light, powerful light. And these are really helping a lot of athletes with recovery, being less tired, and just taking their game to a whole nother level. And we talked about our famous tennis lady here, but it is very well known for pain relief because we're working on relieving inflammation. We are allowing the repair cells to go and fix what that root cause of that pain might be. And sometimes you can feel this change in pain in minutes. I mean, Eric, we used Ice Wave, which we'll talk about here in a minute. He couldn't get over it in, 2 minutes. The pain was gone. It's possible. We love what this does for spine health. These are a couple really great images. Bulging discs on the left side here. Between the C7 and the T1, you see that black disc pushing into that spinal cord. That is a pain point, but this person also has a degenerative spinal cord. And you can see where this is indenting. That is that term bone on bone. And on the right, this is that same patient. No injections, no meds, no surgery, regenerating. It's just time. And of course, good water, vitamins, nutrients, good healthy foods always help accelerate the recovery. This lady with curvature of her spine is a month later using a combination X39 and Ice Wave. Sleep. So many people reporting that they just get into a deeper REM sleep. That's really critical. And that's largely why we end up seeing the results we do as quickly as we do, because it's when we sleep that the body repairs and recovers. So if you are an insomniac, you're probably not going to get the recovery as quickly as you want, but we always work on that sleep right away. And we've got some fantastic patches to help with that. I just want to show you some pictures. The FDA, doesn't like us to make a lot of claims, but I can show you what happens, right? Snowboard accident here, and look at how quickly that regenerated for him. Open heart surgery here on the bottom. The middle image is Mother Nature's healing after 1 year. Not too bad from where it started, but check out just 1 month of adding X39. When we bring that collagen up and we remodel the scar, look at how different that is. Fabulous. And really what we're talking about here is age reversal. You hear a lot in media these days about anti-aging creams and this and that, but that's so yesterday, because who wants to stay at the age that they were? Let's go backwards. Let's get better. And look at Grandpa Dude here. This is actually Dr. Harmon. We're going to have him on February 24th, I believe. He's going to do a heart health segment for us on a Monday night. But look at him after 14 months. He goes from Grandpa Dude to Hot Dude. That hair color is an own natural color coming back. That's pretty remarkable. And then Mandy here goes from looking like grandma to granddaughter in about a year. And this is our dear friend Marcy Preble, who really didn't think she had much longer on this earth when these patches found her from her naturopath. She had stage 3 fast-growing cells in the breast, skin, and lymph. And thankfully, these put her into remission. And 5 years later, she just gets better and better. And Heart of Gold, that website we showed you, Marcy has funded that and a lot of other resources for us. We wouldn't be here without Marcy. I love that these for our fur babies too. We've had some amazing turnarounds in doggies and kitties that, some of the vets have said, oh, time to put them down. And they start putting on their patches. And usually they're even their used patches and they start rebounding. This is my very dear friend Terry's dog, Brutus, who was blind and regained his vision. That was 1 week. She called me and we cried. Pretty great. We have gotten pretty fancy with these patches, and there's very few things we can't figure out a workaround for. Bone on bone in the knee, we can accelerate that. You know, if you're just using X39 alone, it's going to happen. It's a matter of how long, and it can take long if you're only using that. But we get a little more advanced when we do some combinations, and we can accelerate that result. And this combination actually can help regenerate the cartilage. Now, David, our owner and inventor of these things, recommends adding collagen and vitamin C. Those are building blocks, just like building a house. You need the tools. These are key tools to allow our body to regenerate itself. I personally love this gut regeneration system. It is doing amazing things to detoxify the stomach, rebalancing, taking out inflammation, and balancing the endocrine system. That SP6 patch is amazing. I love it. And it has made such a difference for my blood sugar management and my hormones. It's working off of the brain, the hypothalamus, and that's where cravings come from. And when you get blood sugar under control and hormones, the cravings just kind of go away. And I hear about that a lot from people. But these 4 patches are worn in combination for a minimum of 18 days, 30 days, up to 90 days to get the result you want. And some pretty dramatic things. My bonus daughter lost 35 pounds in 18 days doing this. She was our first guinea pig, and I learned a lot from her, and I'm still learning a lot from her. It's a very fun thing when you can
Oops.
help your family.
Sorry.
Okay, Gabby's really excited about Angie's results on the gut regeneration system. But we think that this is pretty affordable. If you were to buy even at retail and you get 30 of these patches that bring back your own GHK copper peptide and your own stem cells for $150, that's a screaming deal, because a lot of people I know have spent $6,000, $8,000, $10,000. I've talked to someone, went to Panama, spent $35,000 for an injection that never worked for them. You're putting someone else's DNA into your body when you're getting those injections. We just think it's way better. Bring back your own. Let your own body regulate itself. It knows what it needs, and this is just a tool, signaling tool for your body. Better yet, we can help you get these at our wholesale cost, same price that we all pay, $99.95. I'll explain more of that in just a minute. But if you're an athlete and you are doing any sort of activity, the reality is we end up with inflammation. The orange and the red in these images, this is the back here on the left side. 5 minutes after putting on that Eon patch on that back, look at the reduction in inflammation. That is a game changer. The stomach here
Why am I not seeing what you
is,
We're not seeing what you Oh, there we go.
you're
Got it.
seeing it? Okay, cool. So just 5 minutes. So imagine over time what this can do for your body. And we're talking inflammation of the gut, the brain, the heart. Doesn't matter where it is. It seeks it out, and this is raising a peptide in your liver. The liver is what pulls inflammation out. It's making that a younger liver. Pretty cool. So we love to add that Eon patch with the X39 to give a really rapid relief, because stem cells get eaten by inflammation. So if we are not addressing your inflammation, you're not getting full benefit of that X39 patch. And so this is the dynamic duo. And these are $79.95 at retail. Again, 30-day supply. That's a pretty great deal when you're dealing with some really chronic inflammatory issues. But at wholesale, $49.95, even better. We love that. If you're dealing with pain, then we add on that Ice Wave. It's an instant pain blocker. No stimulants, it's just redirecting the pain path. If you don't have the pain, then we might be adding the Aloe Vita. And I used to only use that for women. They call this the trophy wife patch. I love it. It's making this beautiful collagen plump back. And so my wrinkles are greatly reduced, and my brown spots have faded. And I'm a sun worshiper. I used to live in Hawaii, spent a lot of time on the beach, and every vacation I go to in the sun. But it's reversing that aging of my face, which I think is great. But here's why I now recommend this for men too. What I learned from this company, and they've taught me so much about my own body I didn't know. Collagen is joint lubrication, it's ligament, it's tendon. And with that combination of patches, it can become the cartilage that you might be lacking that's causing that pain. So These are our favorites to start with. And then after your first month, we can get a little fancier and start fine tuning, but we just want to acclimate your body with those. And talking real quickly here about these wholesale packages. This would be like a Costco concept. So, buying at retail is so yesterday. We all want a volume deal. So we can get you 3 points in the core pack for $295. That's a one-time cost. That's not a monthly cost. And that gives you enough patches to get your body balancing, getting inflammation under control, helping you sleep, getting the collagen coming back. That's a great package for a single person. If we have, maybe a husband and wife or a family, rather than it being $300 a person, we are looking at $535 for double the products. So that really is giving you one supportive pack free. And then we can also look at the premium pack. And again, you're just getting a much higher volume product up front, and that's $1,750. But if you are a massage therapist or a hairstylist, esthetician, that's a very great deal, and your people are going to want this product to walk out the door with immediately. So it's nice to have that product on hand. You never have to stock product. The cool thing is you can put this order in, the company ships to them, does the customer service, the troubleshooting and everything for you. You never have to deal with it. But we really highly recommend that you set a monthly subscription up of at least that X39 for $99.95 a month. And then after that first order, we're going to help you put the first one in, and then we're going to give you your login. You get your own website, which is pretty fabulous. And you can control your future orders. And if somebody you love wants to order and you want to help them have better health, they can order off of your link, and you can actually earn some points. So you can convert that into earning your patches for free, or supplementing that vacation or your kids' activities, or whatever you might want to do. But we look at this as really the social responsibility of sharing, because when you know what we know, it's just so hard to keep the secret to yourself, and it really doesn't allow you to do that, because people are going to ask, why do you look different? Why is your hair thicker? You just seem like your words are back. That's what the girls at work were telling me. You can talk again, Tracey, because my menopause brain had lost my words, and they came back really quickly with these patches. But the nice thing about this is it does come with a 30-day money back guarantee, just for your first order. The reality is nobody wants their money back. They want better health, because you can't take your money with you. But when you get good health, we can keep you here on this earth having life fun a whole lot longer. But you'd want to get back with the person who referred you here tonight if you'd like to place an order. And if you don't know who that is, you can reach out to Cami or I, and we'll help you track them down, and we'll help you place an order. But Cami and Joy and I, we do this on Monday and Tuesday nights every week. Our Monday is our short session, 30-minute intro, this section you just saw only. Tuesday nights, we get a little fancier. We go to the 201 level course, the deep dive. So we are going to have another 30 minutes after this, and that is going to be Cami and Ivory Sully. And on Wednesday nights, Marcy and team do one at 4 p.m. Pacific time. So if that's a better time zone for you, you have that option as well. But what it comes down to in life, don't we always want what we can't have? And when you're older, don't you want to be younger? And we think this is truly an amazing gift, and your future self really will thank you. So I am going to turn this over now to Cami, and she's going to walk you through our sports performance deep dive with Ivory Sully.